Hey guys, welcome back. Chris and Randy here with Marksman Shooting Sports and WeBuyGuns.com in Westfield, Indiana. Welcome back to another quick unboxing video. Remember, in these videos, we open up the stuff that you guys send us in on our website or bring into our store, kind of give you guys an idea of the variety of stuff that we get in here. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around. That's coming up now. Alright guys, starting us off, we did have a walk-in, actually a local customer who brought us in some cool surplus stuff and some inexpensive handguns, some of which we don't typically see in here, so I wanted to start the video off with this. First of all, we have an Enfield number 4 Mark I. This is made by BSA, chambered in 303. Now, we've had a bunch of these in here before. I think even like 2 unboxing videos ago, we got in a different one. That one's already gone. So there's always sorts of collectors on these older surplus, battle rifles. But the Enfield rifles and anything really from World War II is always very interesting. This one was FTR, so it did go through Arsenal overhaul in 1948. The original rifle was manufactured in 1942, so with the overhauling, it's had this sort of baked on enamel black paint-ish finish, if you will, electric pencil force match. So kind of a cool entry-level type surplus British 303 Enfield. Really, really interesting rifle. So anyway, happy we got that in. Wanted to share it with you guys.
Next up, we have an ATI 1911 and 45 ACP flat dark earth. These are manufactured in the Philippines. Actually, for the value you get at the price point, it's a very good option for concealed carry if you want the 45 ACP, but yet in the officer package. It's a very nice alternative. Again, American Tactical. This model is called the Titan. It's a good option for concealed carry 45 ACP if you're on a budget. And if for features like a extended beaver tail safety, these are probably Novak, so look at Novak sights, skeletonized hammer, skeletonized trigger. For all those sort of upgrades you typically see in a 1911, for the price that these things sell for, very entry level, very inexpensive, especially used. Something you guys should definitely keep an eye on when you're out at gun stores. Next up, we have a Makarov PM. Now, this is a personal favorite of mine. I just did a short video on this one, so you guys can go check that out for a 1-minute review. And I've talked about these in the weekly used gun reviews as well. Makarov PM was actually a Nikolai Makarov design. After World War II, Russia would get into new handgun trials to replace the Tokarev TT-33, as well as the 1895 Nagant revolver, which were in Russian service during the Second World War. Now, with this would actually take heavy influences off of the German proven design of the PP and PPK pistols. It is a fixed barrel straight blowback. Very cheap and easy to manufacture, also very reliable and very accurate. Russia would adopt this in 1949. It would go into full-scale production in 1951. And actually, when it comes down to the actual PM design, this exact pistol, Bulgaria would have a version, East Germany, China. So used really around Eastern Europe and a lot of the satellite countries, the common bloc countries as well. Very, very cool history. This one is a Bulgarian. So a little bit of holster wear and stuff on it, but really cool. Again, always like to get in these surplus pistols. Next up, we have a single action 22 LR. This one is manufactured by Tanfoglio. It's Italian made. It's very reminiscent these days of the Heritage Rough Rider. Single action. It's on the lower end, lower budget end. It has its original styrofoam clamshell box. It's somewhat probably, I would say, if anything, more collectible just because of the era, the age. So these were brought in, probably around the 80s, 90s era, so they sort of predate the Heritage Rough Rider, although those were manufactured as early as around the 90s as well, yeah, I think so. I believe. So kind of around that era. Tanfoglio brought in from Italy. Still, even today on the market, they are not super expensive. They're going to be around what you're going to pay for a new or a very good condition used Heritage Rough Rider. And kind of have that cool, Italian history, if you will. I know a lot of people like to collect the sort of inexpensive rimfires that are a little bit odd that you don't see all the time. This particular one, what's the model on this? I found it was a Tanfoglio model 315. So we've had a handful of these things in over the years, but you don't see them that often. Really nice,
heavier metal frame, a little bit heavier than the Rough Rider. So probably about the same scale as the single 6 from Ruger, or the Bearcat actually probably, so it's a little bit scaled down off of the original single action design. So anyway, very cool. But those are some that we got in the front door today, so let's move into the box.
Next one up is from a customer in Missouri. Let's see what's in this. Thanks for sending it in to us. So this is a Glock 22 Gen 4, 40 cal. It's the equivalent of a Glock 17, but in 40 cal. Probably one of the more popular full size if you're into that caliber. This one has night sights, and then also has a
9mm barrel.
9mm barrel. Yeah, it's a 40 caliber, which our associate John carries 40 cal.
Yeah.
Glock
22s also very historically popular with police departments. So back when the 40 was most popular, kind of started falling out of popularity when around 2014, 2015. Yeah. But prior to that, that's when like a lot of the law enforcement departments were going to the 9mm and the 45. But prior to that, the Glock 22 is most commonly what you would see with law enforcement departments through about the early 2000s period. So for that reason, you could actually find a lot of like LE trade-in Glock Model 22s, typically in the Gen 2 or Gen 3 pattern. But with the Gen 4 in the box, they came with the 3 magazines, a more aggressive stippling on the grip, the interchangeable back straps. Now, of course, they're on the Gen 5. So pretty cool firearm. What do you think about the condition of that one?
Honestly, Chris, I don't see any marks on it, so I would say high end to very good to excellent.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. It's very, very clean. Yeah, it looks there's not even any wear on top of the barrel hood at all. So I would say solid excellent on that. It's got night sight, spare barrel, cool little package. Customer did rate it excellent. So we have an accord. We will move on to the next one. All right, next up we have one from a customer in Massachusetts. So thank you so much for selling this one to us. Sorts of goodies.
Spoiler alert.
Ah, yeah. This would appear. It's kind of ghetto. Don't know what's going on. I don't think it's supposed to do that. No, I don't think it's supposed to do that either.
I think that's the original stock, possibly with the original
stock. There's original parts. Yeah, we have all sorts of stuff in here. I don't know what that is.
That's the original buttstock.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Ta-da! There's something very interesting about that. We could probably figure out why that's doing that and get it to work. But
I think if we crank the castle nut down, it might tighten up.
Or the pistol grip screw, maybe.
And,
there's something going on. Anyway, we'll have to figure out what's going on there. What do you want to tell us about the PC carbine, Randy?
A Ruger PC carbine, 9mm semi-automatic takedown, quick takedown. The handguard on this was the second and third generation free-floated aluminum M-lock handguard. The first generation would have had the standard plastic stock with a standard plastic fore-end, similar to the original police design before they were actually takedown rifles. So the first generation of the takedown was that. Second generation would have been the full plastic stock, same as the first, with the free-floated handguard. Third generation was the free-floated handguard with the collapsible style, with this collapsible style, similar to an AR-15 stock. To me, seemed to have kind of a strange angle to it, but that's what Ruger came up with. This one has been highly modified with upgrades, extended magazine release, flared magazine well, the custom pistol grip, the red accents. Not sure what's going on with that stock. And they went with a quite a heavy duty
a Barrett
tanker, yeah.
M82A1 muzzle device.
Yeah, which is a stretch, because these in their original configuration, to me, are such a light recoil. It's almost like shooting a 22. They have very little recoil when you actually fire them.
Yeah, and you know, Ruger really originally came out with the PC carbine in the early 90s, I want to say, maybe late 80s. It was the early first gen ones. It was off of this philosophy of issuing a squad rifle to law enforcement officers that would share magazines with their standard issue sidearm magazines and ammunition. Marlin had sort of started coming up with the new era of that sort of pistol carbine configuration with the Camp series, and then Ruger and High Point would enter the market with subsequently these types of designs. Now, Ruger would leave the market with that early PC carbine in the early 2000s, and then come back, and one was about 2016, 2017, yeah, with the reintroduced PC carbine, and then Randy went over all those new generations that have come out since then. So a really cool line of carbines if you're looking for something. They also take, did you mention the magazine well adapter?
I did not.
So they actually come with a magazine well adapter, so you can switch between Glock and Ruger magazines to get the best of both worlds. So what do you think about the condition of that one?
Cosmetically very good. Mechanically, we have some issues to work out.
Yeah, we got to. We'll play with that and see if we can get that to get sorted out. It might just be something as simple as tightening down a screw. If not, if we have issues, we at least have all the original components. This might be missing a part, or a part might be broken, but we'll double check that. But anyway, customer said very good. So I agree. Cosmetically, it looks very good. Hopefully, we can get that worked out. But anyway, again, big thank you to our customer. What was it, Massachusetts? Yeah, Massachusetts, for sending this one to us. We'll move on to the next one. All right, guys, next up we have one from a customer in Michigan. So thank you so much for selling this one to us. All right, what do we have?
We have here is a Taurus model 856 in 38 special. 6-shot revolver. So they came out with the model 85, which was their kind of their flagship stainless 2-inch barrel 5-shot 38 special. A lot of people have them. I have one. It's my bathroom gun.
Everybody needs a
everybody needs a bathroom gun. This 856 Defender model comes with the kind of curved, extended, be able to get your pinky on grips from Taurus. They kind of mimic a Hogue grip. They actually feel very good. I have pretty large hands, so I can actually get a good grip on this. You have the 6th round, where the model 85 was a 5-round. A lot of people ask, can these shoot plus P rounds, Chris? The way to tell on a Taurus is to look underneath the lug of the barrel, and you probably can't see this. Maybe we can get it on the slow pan. It says 38 SPL and has an asterisk. The asterisk on these Taurus revolvers designates that it is a plus P revolver. If you do not see that asterisk after the 38 SPL, please do not use plus P rounds. They're not designed to take the pressure. This one actually has, I believe, a 3-inch barrel, which is 3. Yeah, which is a little bit less common and certainly more desirable. It may be another feature of the Defender model.
So, you know, the Taurus 85 series, the 856, the Defender series, they also have them in sort of the polymer hybrid frame to lighten them up a little bit. For the money, really good entry-level budget revolvers. They are really reliable. They actually are good, durable revolvers. In fact, a lot of the people who didn't used to like Taurus has gotten a lot better in my opinion, and that was myself included back, 5 to 10 years ago. It was always the revolvers I always liked about Taurus. I had issues with their semi-autos until the G series started coming out, and they knocked it out of the park with those. But I always really like the revolvers, especially for what you're paying for them. If you get one in good condition used, it's a really good investment for not a whole lot of money. They make a really good backup or even primary concealed carry or primary bathroom gun. So
yes, very, very highly recommended.
So what do you think about the condition of that one?
Got a little box rash on the way here, but other than that, it's got a pretty good turn line, but Overall, appears to be in very good condition, Chris.
You call it very good?
I would call it very good.
I would agree with that. There's just a couple little handling marks on it. Customer did say excellent, but we'll roll with that. It's close enough. But anyway, very cool revolver, and we will move on to the next one.
Because that's how I roll. Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, baby. Next one up is from a customer in Las Vegas. Thank you very much for sending that in to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
Okay, what we appear to have here is a Canik original receipt. Canik TP9SF. Canik TP9SF is sort of the baseline of the Canik line of handguns. They're SFX and they're, what are they on now? The Medi, and then they've got all sorts of stuff out now.
Yeah.
TP9SF, they're the start of the line. Now, Canik is a Turkish company. They started coming into the country in large numbers, probably about 7 or so years ago, 8 years ago. I know they've been here longer than that, but that's when they really started getting a lot of presence here in the United States. And for the price, they are a really, really good handgun. Again, very budget, very entry level in terms of its pricing. Even their competition series, the SFX and all of that, are very reasonably priced for what you're getting. Those have the optics plates and all that sort of stuff. Good, nice, full-size, sort of duty size handgun, 9mm. Has a arm striker indicator, loaded chamber indicator, rear side serrations. Kind of has the Walther P99 sort of aesthetic to it, in my opinion. Trigger safety like a Glock handgun, comes with interchangeable back straps. The standard capacity, I believe, is 17 on these, 16 or 17 is standard on these. So again, I mean, the new price point is about a little bit more than half of what you pay for a Glock. Yeah. And the quality is not a lot worse. I mean, so again, for the price, I highly recommend these, especially if you find them on the used market. They're really, really affordable. Not much else really to say about it, unless you want to add anything about the Canik, Randy, that hasn't already been said. You've had a lot of these guys come
pretty well covered it. They are into the Elite series now. We have a couple of those
that's right.
Recently in the compact version. It's all of this, and then with an upgraded trigger, reminiscent of like an Apex trigger. It's their own version of it. It actually has a lot less take up. It's not as crunchy. Has a nice clean break. We've had a couple of those in recently, so they just keep upping the game. And really, for the dollars that you spend, nothing has as many features for the price point.
That's true.
So if you're looking to get into a gun that has a lot of features, you're on a budget, TP9SFs.
Or the SA, and you know, that's when they really started coming in, was in the SF and the SA model. And like I said, in about the past 7 years, they really started coming in. And since then, they've added just a ton of offerings to their line. And the Elites and the Combat, that was another, didn't they have the Combat line?
Yeah, and there was another one.
There's the SFX line, all that stuff. A lot of it comes with the optics plates, it comes with the holsters, it comes with the toolkit in the box. This is just basic, so you would typically just get the firearm and 2 magazines. This one has 4 with it, so previous owner added a couple. So really, really cool product, really on the market. And if you're on a budget, in a 300 or so range, take a look at these. I mean, honestly, they're really, really cool pistols. What do you think about the condition there? I don't think we have the paperwork.
We do.
Oh, you
do. Just a few minor marks on here, Chris. I mean, I'd be at the high end of very good. Unfortunately, I've seen the paperwork. Customer said excellent.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, it's close enough.
Yeah, I would also say very good.
There's a couple little marks across there that would keep it from being excellent.
Yeah,
but
it's clearly been used. There are a couple handling marks, maybe a holster mark up here at the front, which you can still clearly see from a few feet away. But other than that, I would go with excellent, but it's just one little mark, so we'll roll with it. We're close enough, so. But anyway, guys, that'll end us up with this video. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking this out. I am Chris.
And I'm Randy.
We'll see you next time.
So it goes both ways. 3 mag.
Do you go both ways, Randy? So we have a PC carbine.
Don't drop the ACOG.
With a fake hog. I made that up on
fake hog.
Man, I'm so clever.
Brilliant.
Where are you
in
most
each
vulnerable?
bathroom. The bathroom.
When your pants are down.
Yeah, that's right. The hammers come out after that. The pants come down, the hammers come out.
Not if you got a bathroom gun.
Yeah.
Then you're bringing a bathroom gun to a hammer fight. Anyway, guys, that is going to end up this video. Again, I am Rand.
Because that's how I roll.